All right, welcome again to Sin Bin Stream. Tonight we start off with women's college basketball. We have the Oklahoma State Cowgirls in Queens, New York to take on the St. John's Red Storm. And Oklahoma State is ranked... all right, we got the starting lineups. Whiting, Timmer, Hurd, Gray, Akot, or AKOT, number 18, OSU. And St. John's, Wahid, Wagner, Moore, Lavelle, and Wyatt. All right, let me check my audio. Okay, we seem to be okay. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Again, we will be a little bit behind because I am streaming this, so the live stats will be ahead. And I'm having trouble opening my scoring software for some reason. All right, we'll worry about that later. All right, the Red Storm are in their white jerseys going right to left. Oh, jeez Louise. And Oklahoma State is in like gray going left to right. All right, tap in the air. And Oklahoma State with the ball in the front court. By the top of the arc. Pass to the near court. Down low. Or in near the free throw line, I should say. Dribble baseline. Where's the shot clock? It's 5. They don't have it on their score bug. Ball rolls away. And the Red Storm have the ball. 9:28. No, I did not mean to do that. To go in the first quarter. And we got a whistle. And I missed the time. Yeah, if it's okay. Thanks. All right, I have to see what to put up. Oh my gosh, the ads on this are terrible. All right, Oklahoma State's ball. I forgot to pause the clock. My bad. No score early on. Drive in the paint. Up and under move and banked in from the near side off the backboard and in. And it's 2-0 Oklahoma State. Wow, and this feed is very glitchy on ESPN Plus. All right. Pass to the top of the arc. Down low. Banked in from the far side and tied up. So we had Wyatt's for St. John's score and a AKOT, Akot. I'll have to figure out how to pronounce that name. They kick it out now to the top of the arc. To the basket. Lefty layup is blocked out of bounds by St. John's at 8:06. Let's see. Yeah, I think the on-court was the best thing to look at. Let me see. There we go. All right, free throw is up and no good, I believe, on the first one. Or did she make it? I don't know. They took their score bug down. At the free throw line, one more coming up. Free throw is up and good. Now it is 3-2 Oklahoma State. Maybe I'll put them in white. That looks like too dark with the in black. I'll fix that at a timeout. St. John's ball. Under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Dribble to the top of the arc and cut pass to the cutter and miss the shot. A little hook or a runner. Oklahoma State responds in the paint. Ball is stolen away by St. John's. And they take it, bring it to the near side for three. Nothing but net, and it's 5-3 St. John's. That was Lavelle on the three from Wagner for St. John's. Three on the way from Oklahoma State, missed by Hurd. Out of bounds at 7:14, and it will be St. John's ball. Yeah, let's put Oklahoma State in white as well. I think that looks a little better. I thought the dark would look better, but I guess not. All right, into the half court. Dribble to the baseline. Inside the free throw line, jumper, nothing but net, 7-3 St. John's. That was Wyatt for St. John's. Oklahoma State on the dribble towards the basket, easy layup with the right hand, finger roll. That was, let's see, Gray. Pass to the far side. Dribble to the basket. Righty layup is good and a foul at 6:21. That was more on the layup and foul against Oklahoma, and they will St. John's will shoot a free throw. Okay, so St. John's appears to have the possession arrow. I'll put that up. I guess Oklahoma State had the ball first. Free throw is good, and it's 10-5 St. John's. And ball went out of bounds off of Oklahoma State. And it's a turnover, and it's St. John's ball again. Cowgirls versus Red Storm. All right. St. John's into the front court. Picked up the dribble. Looking. Bounce pass into the paint. Kicked out. Wide open for three. Near side. In and out. No good. Defensive rebound for Oklahoma State. In the paint. Missed the shot. Defensive rebound by St. John's. They have it by the scores table. Into the near side. Picked up the dribble. Drive to the basket. Righty bank shot is good. And it's 12-5 St. John's. Last basket by Owens. Picked up the dribble. Bounce pass. Threw it away. St. John's can't save it. It goes out of bounds by the scores table at 5:05 in the first quarter. And I think we have a timeout on the court. Will be Oklahoma State's ball. It's 2-1 foul St. John's currently. Well, wait, do we have a timeout on the court or not? Now the refs are discussing. All right, let's bring up the play-by-play. No. All right, we'll just keep it on the on-court. Let's probably easier to see than the play-by-play. Yeah, I guess I'll bring up the play-by-play in a different browser so I can take a look at it. All right, play continues, so no timeout. Under 5 to go now in the first quarter. Down low, stolen by St. John's again, and they will bring it up into the front court. Under 4:50 to go first quarter. To the basket, layup, no good, but a whistle. And now we get the first media timeout. There was a foul on Oklahoma State. Egharevba. Egarviba. Apologies on the pronunciation. All right, 1 second. I'll be right back. Commercial timeout. All right, we are back. Still at commercial. Apologies for that delay. All right, yep, still at commercial. Watching the game on ESPN Plus. Let's see. All right, we've got 2 votes. One for OSU, one for St. John's. All right. Oh, yeah, I was going to bring up the play-by-play separate. Oh, that's a little too low, isn't it? All right, that's better. Leading scorer, Lavelle has 3, Owens 2, Wagner 1. Okay, that's the people on the court. Yeah, I got to get the box score up as well. Okay. All right, St. John's will be shooting a free throw. First one, no good. That was Wagner. Second free throw, that is good. So it's by Wagner, 13-5. And dribble to the basket, layup, no good by OSU. Defensive rebound for the Red Storm. That was Lavelle. That is Owen, who just passed it. Bounce pass over to Abies, Abies, and a basket is good in the paint by Lavelle. Bank shot. 15-5 St. John's. Oklahoma State to the near side. They kick it out. 3 on the way and is good by Whiting. and cuts the lead to 15-8. Under 4 to go first quarter. Yeah, I think if I just look at the players on the court on this on-court box, that'll help me identify the players out there instead of trying to look at a play-by-play. Bounce pass stolen. That might be up ahead. Layup banked in from the right side by Wooten. And now suddenly it's 15-10. It was just 15-5 a minute ago. A dribble by St. John's. Owen. Now they pass it. Dribble by Grant. Over to Owen. Trying to get a screen. Owen kicks it out. I think that's Lavelle. She dribbles. Passes into the post. Puts up a lefty shot, and that is in by Abies. A-B-I-E-S. 17-10 St. John's. Bounce pass by the free throw line. Drive. Lefty or layup is good. And that was AKOT, a cot. It's hard to read the Oklahoma State numbers. They're orange on gray in the front, I think. And no, that's the OSU. That's black on gray. All right, St. John's ball. Owen dribbles, hands it. No, it's stolen by Whiting. Whiting to the basket, lays it up. No good, but a foul at 2:16. So Whiting at the line after the foul on Wagner. Now you tell me. Whiting at the line. First free throw is in and out, no good. All right, second free throw by Whiting. That one is good. It's 17-13. An 8-2 run by OSU. St. John's into the front court. On the dribble, that's Wagner by the scores table. Drives into the paint, but we got a foul. Or is it a timeout? Did we get a technical? Let me listen in. All right, well, the Oklahoma State coach is not happy. I don't know why they blew the whistle then, though. There's no free throws. Under 2 to go, first quarter. All right, with the ball. And now what? What did they call? Turnover on St. John's, but with 1:52. I guess I need the play-by-play. It just says turnover by Grant. It didn't say what. Oh, okay, it was a foul at 2:03 on OSU, I guess. That's why the other whistle happened. All right, into the paint. They kick it back out. Drive, baseline, up and under move. Basket miss. Defensive rebound for St. John's. All right, bounce pass. They tipped out of bounds by Oklahoma State. Still St. John's ball. And I got to check behind the basket for the shot clock as ESPN Plus is not putting the shot clock on their graphic. All right, 1:24 to go, first quarter. Inbounds pass. Owen dribbling by the free throw line. Kicks it out. Wagner. Jumper from the far side. Short off the iron. Whoa, I thought OSU knocked that out. They said it was OSU ball. That was an interesting call there. With 1:08 to go. First quarter. Oklahoma State with the ball. Passes into the post. That is Hurd. Hurd up off the glass and fouled. Missed the shot, but was fouled. With 57 seconds to go in the first quarter. And it was number 16 on the foul. Abies. First free throw in and out, no good. So still 7. Now they say 59 seconds. What's going on? Still a 4-point game. One more free throw. That one's up and good. 17-14. So this has been a 9-2 run. It was a 10-point game. Now it's down to 3. St. John's inbounds. Brought up into the front court. Picked up the dribble. Wagner gets it back from Wahid. Wagner dribbling. We got 8 to shoot. Tries to pass it down low. They have to save it. Bank shot is up and good. Good save by Lavelle, and I think Owen put the shot in. 19-14. Yeah, it was Owen from Lavelle. OSU, Whiting dribbling. Gets a screen. Whiting to the basket. Puts it up and made it, but they waved off the basket. Whiting traveled with 9 seconds to go. So it will be St. John's ball for the last shot of the first quarter. Now they put 10 seconds on the clock. All right, 7. Dribble by Wagner by the arc. 3 is blocked, and that's the end of the first quarter. 19-14, St. John's leads. They were up 15-5, but now it's a 5-point lead. And let's fix the clock for the second quarter. There we go. All right. Yeah, how do I want to have more than just, why can't I? No. Yeah, I think the on-court is the best box to have up here. So Whiting has 5 points, Gray has 1 rebound, and Wooten has 2 assists for Oklahoma State. For St. John's, Lavelle 5 points, just says team rebounds 3, and Lavelle 4 assists make that. All right, I guess I need to have two versions of the. Oh, come on. So maybe I'll put the play-by-play up too. I know it's going to be harder to read, but you know what? Maybe I should just use a different browser. I'll just leave that up. Yeah. Let's see. Where the heck is their schedule? What am I doing? Oh, brother. Man, the pop-up ads are so bad on this stat broadcast website. All right, got the play-by-play up. Wow, Joe Girardi in attendance. Huh, interesting. He has an OSU jacket on. All right. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man, the pop-up ads are awful. All right, we'll just use the on-court. 9:50 to go now. Yeah, their score bug is terrible. All right, we got a whistle at 9:48. They call a timeout, or what was the call? Or was it a jump ball? Wow. Somebody from St. John's just took an OSU's player's arm off or hand off the ball. Well, they're talking to the St. John's coach. Yeah, they got a review going now. So this could take a while. Yeah, these reviews take way too long. This is worse than the WNBA. At least the game I did on Monday morning was. And they have to tell officials, like there's courtside statisticians on both sides of the court, so they have to run across the court to tell, this is ridiculous. So I don't know whether they were going to call a foul or what. And now they say possession arrow is for possession arrow is now Oklahoma State's, I guess, because the quarter changed, because there was never a held ball, but maybe it's because St. John's is getting it here, but I thought they were going for a foul. They reviewed, they huddled, now they got to tell each side of the court what the call is. I mean, this takes way too long. I don't get it. All right, common foul, but now they got to tell the coaches. All right, foul on Sky Owen of St. John's. That was the call. Still waiting. Oh, boy. All right, so it's just Oklahoma State's ball after the common foul. So they're still in gray, and they are going left to right. Hurd will inbound it. Oh my gosh, finally they inbound it. 9:45 to go, second period. Pass to Hurd at the top of the arc. Steps back for three and buries it. 19-17. OSU down by 2. St. John's ball. Wahid on the dribble. Still dribbling. Threw it away. That was Whiting to Hurd. Hurd inside the paint. Up and under. Banks it in. Nope, they called her for traveling. Thought they were going to get a and one, and it turned out they wiped out the basket and called Hurd for traveling. Or is it Heerd? All right. St. John's ball again. Dribbling into the front court is Wagner. So we approach 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Wagner backs it up. Passes to Abies at the top of the arc. Back to Owen. Drive to the basket. Up, no good on the shot. Put back, no good. Another putback, and that one's good. That final putback was by Wahid. And it's 21-17. St. John's under 8.5 to go. Drive to the basket. Missed it in the paint, but I think we have a St. John's foul at 8:20. No, maybe they called it offensive. Hurd, yeah. Hurd gets the offensive foul, so I think. Was that her? I don't know. I can't. I got to look at the play-by-play, not just this on-court nonsense. At any rate, it's Providence. St. John's ball. And we got a whistle at 8:04. Well, now they put 8:06 back on to the clock with 20 to shoot. Maybe that's the foul on Hurd. They kick it out. Drive. Top of the arc for 2. Nothing but net. And that was Owen. So it's 23-17 St. John's. Dribble. In the paint, bounce pass. They tried to get it to Hurd, I believe, and she couldn't save it. At 7:42, another turnover. No, it was actually Hurd's on the bench now. It's AKOT, Akot, or Akot. All right, looks like OSU will pick them up full court press here. Inbounds to Owen. She's going to get a screen, dribbles to all the way to the basket. Lefty scoop layup missed. Off the glass and then out. And OSU counters under 7.5 to go. Jumper and another whistle before the shot at 7:22. And a turnover. Offensive foul on Akot.
St. John's forces almost 19 turnovers a game. There's Joe Targamella in his fourth.
All right, inbounds pass to Owen. Owen into the front court. Whoops, I got to fix my clock. Drive by the free throw line. Bounce pass. Shot no good by, who was that? Moore. Drive to the basket. Blocked. St. John's has the ball, but we got a whistle and a foul or we get a timeout at 6:56? And Oklahoma State took a timeout. Didn't think they had the ball. Did they get the timeout before the turnover? No, it was a foul on Wooten. Okay. Then they got the timeout. Gotcha. Still 23-17 St. John's. All right. All right, come on. Are we live? Let's make sure we're live. It says we are. Yeah, it was a 30-second timeout, and ESPN Plus has to try and jam an ad in. Wonderful. All right, St. John's into the front court, under 6:50 to go now, under 6:45 in the second quarter. The camera is zoomed way out now. I have no idea why. We're seeing more than half court. Banks it in from the far side. That was Moore, number 10. A good move in the post. Drive, they kick it out. 3 from the near corner, no good for OSU. Defensive rebound, Wyatt. And I believe Owen gets the ball now at half court, or on the St. John's logo. Dribbles by the scorer's table on the far side. Passes to Waheed. Waheed to Moore. Moore in the paint. Fadeaway jumper. No good, but a foul at 5:55. Foul on Timmer of OSU. St. John's a 6-0 run over the last 2:35. Free throw in and out, no good. Now they say 5:58 to go in the second. Ugh. Second free throw, also no good. Defensive rebound for OSU. Whiting to the near baseline. Picked up the dribble. Out to Hurd. By the free throw line. Pass back to Hurd. Hurd by the free throw line. Kicks it out. 3 from the far side. Back iron. No good. And finally, Owen is able to rip the ball away. Thought it might be a jump ball, but we got under 5.5 to go, second quarter. To the far side. And Owen with the ball with 11 to shoot. They pass it up and under in the paint. Banked, no good. And I think we got a foul on St. John's at 5:06. They don't even have one of the players on the court unless they're that far ahead. Because I was looking for number 5 on St. John's and didn't see it. So it just must be they're ahead. All right, we'll make sure we're alive. You know, we're going to be behind on ESPN because it's a streaming app. So that will be ahead of what I have because I'm going off the TV. And they forgot to start their clock. Wonderful. All right, yeah, under 5 to go. I see it on the clock behind the stanchion. And out of bounds, still OSU ball at 4:57. They said, let's see, inbounds pass and a foul at 4:50. Now it's 4:51. They are having clock issues for the TV broadcast for sure. It's still 25-17. The foul was on the shot. EGHAREVBA is at the line. Egarveba. Egarevba. Egarevba. Oh, Girardi. It must be Joe Girardi's daughter or granddaughter. I don't know. I think it's granddaughter. All right, free throw is good. 25-18. Trying to get pronunciations. Next one, no good. And St. John's has it. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting Providence on the brain. Sorry. That's Wagner with the ball on the dribble, looking. Bounce pass to Wyatt. Wyatt jumper from the top of the arc. Nothing but net on a long two. 27-18. 4:28 to go. And a technical foul on Wyatt. For what? Taunting or something? She didn't get fouled. Oh, she kind of did the... or something, I think, at her defender. So that counts as a foul. That's her second. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, I assume it's because she did finger gun. So a taunting technical foul. First free throw is good. Gray at the line. Second one also good. 27-20. So I believe 2 shots in the ball to Oklahoma then. And they have the possession arrow. All right, Hurd will inbound it for OSU to Whiting, I believe. Whiting passes. They get it to 24. Now Hurd. Hurd drives near baseline. Picks up the dribble, kicks it out. Drive to the basket and a foul on St. John's. Number 2 on the drive was Girardi. At 4:09. Hey, how are you doing, Rhonda? I'm good, thank you. Hope you're doing well. So I'm assuming that's Joe Girardi's daughter. They showed him in attendance. I don't maybe it's his grandkid. I don't know. Can't remember how old Joe Girardi is. 4:10 to go. First free throw by Girardi is good. 27-21. So, showing Joe again. Big section across from the Oklahoma State bench applauding after that free throw. Second free throw by Girardi is good. 27-22. As we approach 4 minutes to go, second quarter. Pass to Lavelle. Lavelle holds and gives to Wagner. Wagner to the basket. Missed the shot. Offensive rebound. And whose ball? St. John's tried to pass it off of an OSU player that was already out of bounds. So I think they may have gotten the ball back. Yeah. St. John's ball. Lob pass is denied by OSU. Whiting picks it up into the front court all the way to the basket. Tried to pass it and threw it away. And Owen gets Lavelle up ahead and she lays it in for 2 at 29-22. 3.5 to go in the second quarter. I think it's got to be Whiting out to, and I think Hurd for 3, missed the iron. Defensive rebound, St. John's, as Wagner will bring it up into the front court for the Red Storm. Dribble to the far side. Looking. Finally finds Waheed. Waheed, step back 3, in and out. No good. And a foul on the rebound. St. John's player got knocked down, and then the Oklahoma State player tripped over her. And they put 2:53 on the clock. Okay. What's the call here?
Yeah, they were a little tied up there. Box out.
Foul on number 24. Wait, yeah. Egharevba. Or Egharevba. I don't know how to say that. Free throw is up. No good. Off the front of the iron. That's Abies at the line. Second free throw up. That one is good. So subs at 2:53 to go. All right. Into the front court for OSU. Handed to Girardi. They pass it to Hurd at the paint, in the paint. Up and under to the far side. No good, but a foul at 2:40. So that'll send Hurd to the line, shooting 2. The foul was on Donald, number 5, on St. John's. Yeah, and for some reason the TV didn't take the timeout away from OSU that they used. Free throw is good. 30-23 now. St. John's leads. Now it's 2:41 to go first quarter. Or second quarter, first half. Second free throw, back iron, no good. Lavelle on the rebound. And Waheed will bring it into the front court. Far side. Dribble by Owen now. To the near side. Hands to Waheed. Waheed to the basket. Banks it in for 2 on a drive up to the paint. And it's a 9-point St. John's lead. They kick it out. Girardi for 3. In and out. No good. Lavelle rebound. And dribbled into the front court by Owen. And now St. John's holds on to it just inside half court. Pass to now into the post to Lavelle. And she banks it in from the near side. 34-23 St. John's over number 18 Oklahoma State. Picked up the dribble by the free throw line. They get it into Hurd, who gets called. Wait, was that a blocking foul or an offensive foul? Oh, they called a foul on Owen, so it was a blocking foul. Even though it looked like, oh, she was inside the arc. Yeah, it looked like Hurd just bowled her over, but I think she was inside the arc. All right, Hurd still waiting for the basketball. All right, free throw is up and good by Hurd to cut the lead to 10. 34-24. No field goals in the last 8-12 for Oklahoma State. Second free throw, that one is good. Almost came in and out. 34-25 as we approach a minute 20 to go. And just into the front court for Wagner. Still 14 to shoot for St. John's. Picks up the dribble. They get it to Donald. Donald dribbles by the top of the arc, kicks it out. 5 to shoot. Wagner dribbles to the far corner. She stepped on the sideline out of bounds at 55 seconds. So it will be a turnover and Oklahoma State's ball. Hurd inbounds it. And Whiting will bring it into the front court. OSU trying to cut into this 9-point lead. Whiting turns the corner, banks it. No good. Defensive rebound by Donald. And who's bringing it into the front court? Might be Wagner. 30 seconds to go. Second quarter. 15 to shoot. Drive. Bank shot. No good, but a foul on OSU. It might be on Girardi. At 23 seconds to go in the second quarter. And at the line, Grant. First free throw, no good. She'll shoot one more. Shot clock will be turned off for the rest of the half. Is 23 seconds right? I guess it is. Free throw is good. 35-25. And OSU has the ball. Under 20 now. 15 seconds to go, actually. In the second quarter. Still dribbling on the St. John's logo with 6 to shoot. Now to the top of the arc. Into the baseline. Drive to the basket. Missed shot. Girardi got the rebound but missed the putback. It would have been after the buzzer anyways. And that's the first half with St. John's up 35-25. So not good shooting from the field for the... at least for Oklahoma State in that second quarter. All right, we got the clock going for when the second half will get underway. Let me fix the clock before that. I'll fix the possession arrow later. Just match with the live stats here. All right, well, let's bring up the box score. Yeah, how the heck? Let's see. Let's see. Well, let's just bring up another version of the live stats, I guess. There are tons of pop-up ads. This is so bad. Split box? Or, I mean, what do we want? Scoring? I have no idea. All right, well, Oklahoma State 0 for their last 8 from the field and no field goals in the last 9:37 of the second quarter. Eek. Yeah, Hurd had a 3 to make it 19-17. So their next 8 points came from the free throw line, according to that number. All right, yeah, Oklahoma State's only shooting 6 of 20 from the free throw line. I'm sorry, from the field. 2 of 8 from 3, but 11 of 16 from the free throw line. That's only 68.8. Hurd is only 1 of 6 from the field. Gray is only 1 of 5, so combined they're 2 for 11. Rest of the team 4 of 9. So we got 7 for Hurd and 5 for Whiting to lead the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Rebounds, few people with 2. Egharevba and Hurd with 2. 2 assist leads with Wooten. Nobody has more than 2 fouls. For St. John's, they shot 15 of 26 from the field, 57.7. And 1 of 4 from 3, and only 4 of 9 from the free throw line. Man, what is with these terrible free throw percentages? Leading scorer for both teams, Lavelle with 9. Owen off the bench with 6. At least, maybe this is who's on the court now. I don't know. Wyatt with 6 as well. Leading rebounder, we've got 4 for Wahid. And Lavelle leads with 4 assists. Again, nobody more than 2 fouls. Wyatt has 2 fouls, and one of them is a technical. So 30% from the field for Oklahoma State, 58% for St. John's. 8 turnovers, 7 points off turnovers, OSU. Second chance points, 3-0 St. John's. 10-5 bench points, St. John's. Points in the paint, 24-8 St. John's. Fast break, 5-3 St. John's. Let's see what else. Lead time, 17.5 minutes for St. John's, 1 minute, 3 seconds for OSU. Only 1 lead change. And the time's tied 1 time, and it was for 1 minute and 27 seconds. All right. Just a reminder, we'll have hockey coming up tonight. We got 3 votes for each team in the poll, so 50-50. Okay, we still got 9 minutes till the third quarter starts. And then just a reminder, Bruins at Ducks tonight, 9:05 Central. Kings Sharks tomorrow. Friday night, we'll be back with women's basketball. Michigan Wolverines at UConn Huskies. Huskies #1. I think the Wolverines are like 6. They're in the top 10. And more hockey. And return of NFL football on Sunday with Vikings Packers at noon. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to cue up some music. Thanks for being here. Appreciate Rhonda for chatting, and going to take a brief break and be back. Hey, I think did we get a sub? I don't remember where we were at, but thanks everybody for watching. All right, let me get some music here. Yeah. No, I didn't want to hit that. Gosh darn it. Sorry. All right, I'll be right back. Thanks, everybody. All right, we are back. Still a little bit left at halftime. What is with this blank? I don't know what's going on. All right. Well, let me kill the music. All right. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Hope to see you for Boston Bruins at Anaheim Ducks coming up in just under 2 hours. All right, let's fix the clock for the third quarter. All right, let's get there. All right, they still say Oklahoma State possession arrow. Can't remember if there was a held ball or not. Because St. John's had it, and now Oklahoma State has it. It seemed like it switched at the second quarter, so I don't know. Maybe I just don't know my college basketball rules yet. All right, so we're going with the on-court view. Helps me see like the players on the court, and I get a quick reference of who's doing what out there. Oops, let me mute this just in case. All right, looks like we're finally set to go. Okay, possession arrow will change to St. John's, so it must change at each quarter then after the inbounds pass. So that makes sense. All right, Whiting will bring it up for OSU. They're in gray going right to left to Hurd. Hurd to Gray to, who is that? Timmer. Whiting. 3 by Hurd. Far side. Miss. No good. Defensive rebound, and St. John's will bring it up into the front court with the 10-point lead. That is Wagner on the dribble. Trying to get a screen. Bounce pass. They get it down in the post, but they lose it. It's a turnover. OSU going the other way. And they lose it on the sideline at 9-12. So back-to-back turnovers, and it returns to St. John's. All right, inbounds pass, and that's Wagner bringing it up. Whiting picks her up. Now she's into the half court, or front court. Pass to the top of the arc. That is Wyatt. Handed back to Wagner. Can't see the shot clock behind there's 8 on the shot clock. They get it to Lavelle, who it gets it stolen. We're going the other way. OSU with a 2-on-1. Handed and blocked on a shot attempt near the basket. Or did they call foul at 8:40? What's the call here? Nope, foul on Lavelle. Foul on Lavelle. Okay, wait. No, it was blocked by Timmer. Okay. Now we got an inbounds pass. Okay, they're ahead. Apologies. Drive to the basket, underneath the basket, and there's the foul on Lavelle at 8:33. Okay, my apologies. 35-25, St. John's. That's what the halftime score was. OSU did not shoot well from the field in the first half and not well in the last 9 minutes of the second quarter either. No field goals, 0 for 8. They did have 8 free throws. All right, we're still waiting on the inbound. I don't know what is going on. Did we have back-to-back fouls, Lavelle and Moore? Moore on the inbound? Or is that coming up? What is going on? All right, finally, inbound pass at the basket, shot missed, and there's another foul at 8:31. All right, now, apparently that was the foul on Wyatt. I think that was, that was 3 fouls in a row because I see St. John's has 3 fouls now, all on that trip. Neither team shooting free throws particularly well. 13 of 18 and 4 of 9. Well, 13 of 18 is a little better. Or the free throw is up and good. That might include that one. 35-26, yeah. Number 11, Acott at the line. Free throw is good. Just trying to get a pronunciation, and they're not saying her name on the broadcast. Drive under the basket, tried to pass it. It gets away. St. John's still with the ball. Into the paint. Owen has to kick it out to Wahid. We're still can't see the shot clock. 5 to shoot. 3 on the way. Air ball out of bounds to OSU at 8:01. So it's an 8-point lead, and OSU can cut into it further. Whiting passes to the far side. Dribble. They get it to Hurd. Hurd pass down low. Nice look and an easy lay-in. And that was Acott at 7:50. Yep. All right, Wagner on the dribble, passes to Owen. Now it's Abies with the ball, top of the key, picked up her dribble. Bounce pass, knocked away by OSU. They get it ahead to Whiting, but they threw it too far. Oh, she managed to save it. Hurd has it, passes it. They shoot 3, and no good. And another whistle at... Well, the clock is still rolling. Now they put 7:12 on the clock. 35-29. Still St. John's ball. They got to bring it up full court as we're isoing on Whiting for no reason. And an easy layup is missed, but a foul. Man, terrible camera coverage. Or terrible directing and switch operation. I don't know why they were looking at Whiting of Oklahoma State when Owen was driving to the basket and got fouled. All right, 7:06 in the third, 6-point lead, and 2 free throws coming up for Owen. Red Storm with the 6-point lead over the number 18 ranked Cowgirls of Oklahoma State. Free throw is up and good. 36-29. All right, second free throw for Owen is up and good. 37-29 St. John's. First points of the second half for them. And looks like we got subs. I see Lavelle taking a seat on the bench for St. John's. Whiting will bring it up into the front court. She passes. Hurd tried to set a screen, and what's the whistle for at 6:56? All right, Girardi will inbound it right out. Nope, now Whiting takes her place. All right, still waiting for the OSU to inbound it. They get it in. Hurd with it. Top of the arc for three. Short defensive rebound by Donald. And bringing it up into the front court is Wagner. 6:40 to go in the third. Abies to Owen. 10 to shoot for St. John's. Drive, far side. Long two, up, back iron, no good. Hurd with the rebound for OSU. Drive to the basket, puts it up and in. 37-31. OSU cuts it back to 6 again. St. John's with the ball. Wagner on the dribble near half court. As we approach 6 minutes to go in the third. Wagner, they only have 10 to shoot now. Pass to Wahid. She dribbles, passes it to the far corner. Drive, 2-1, long two, back iron, no good, tapped, but a foul on the rebound on the floor at 5:42. Who was the foul on? Looks like it was on Hurd. And we'll have an inbounds pass coming up. Let's make sure we are live. Inbounds pass. It says we are. 14 to shoot for St. John's. Pass into the paint. Stolen. Whiting has it. Over the half court. Kicks it. Far side three by Girardi is nothing but net. And OSU has cut it back to a 3-point lead. And we're not even... and I forgot to start the clock. We're not even 5 minutes into the third period. And a timeout presumably on for St. John's at 5:11. As Girardi brings the Cowgirls back within 3. Yep, timeout St. John's. Both teams have 3 left. All right, now to overcorrect it on there. I don't know. Can't get it fixed. There we go. Whatever. Hey, Uncommon Truth Shaman. Thanks for being here. Yeah, bad second quarter by OSU, but they have come out and gone on a 9-2 run in the first 4:45 of the third quarter. They could not buy a basket in the second quarter. They're still only shooting 33% from the field. Free throw line, they're over 70% now at 72%. St. John's still shooting over 50% from the field. Oh, why did that go away? There we go. Oh, yeah. Is it with the pinstripes or just the solid black? The pinstripes I never understood. It must have been like a White Sox crossover by Reinsdorf. Or, yeah. But, if it's, yeah, it might be pinstripes. Yeah, they're not that visible, though. Hopefully 23, not 45. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at the box. Nobody's in double figures yet. We got Hurd at 9 for Oklahoma State and Lavelle with 9 for St. John's. Largest run by Oklahoma State was a 5-0 run. St. John's had an 8-0 run in the second quarter. Their biggest lead was 11. 2-0 for OSU. They've trailed the rest of the way. Might have been briefly tied 2-2. Oh, good. I'm glad. The solid look. I didn't want to degrade your jersey, but I never understood the pinstripes, so that's good. All right, so that was Girardi. Joe Girardi's in attendance. I don't know if it's his kid or grandkid. I don't want to age Joe Girardi too much, but for OSU. Game is in Queens, New York at Lou Carnesecca Court. St. John's home court. All right, inbounds for St. John's with the slim 3-point lead after leading by 10 at half. Lavelle sets a screen. Drive to the basket. Shot is missed by Waheed, and a defensive rebound. Whiting brings it up into the front court. Under 5 to go in the third quarter. They kick it out. Whiting, far side, dribbles into the paint. Lefty shot, no good. Defensive rebound, St. John's, and Wagner will bring it up. I believe Waheed got the defensive rebound. Under 4, or as we approach 4.5 to go. Basket is made from the near side by Wagner. And that's their first basket of the third quarter. They had 2 free throws, they being the St. John's Red Storm. Now they're up 5 again. Underneath, and an easy basket for Oklahoma State. That was Donald. No, wrong team. Gray on the layup for OSU. Drive to the basket. Ball gets thrown away. Ooh, that looked like a carry. Gray to the basket, puts it up, banks it in, and it's good. And we got a 1-point game at 3:51. Here come the Cowgirls. Again, 13-4 in the third quarter alone, plus the foul here, and we got a timeout on the court. But this is just a media timeout, not chart. Looks like Oklahoma State is in the bonus too, yeah. St. John's with 5 fouls. They had 3 that one trip early in the third quarter, so all kinds of trouble here for St. John's. Donald on the foul, so Gray will shoot one, a chance to tie it. They gave Whiting the steal. Whoops, 3:52 to go in the third. Yeah, I guess we could check NHL scoreboard real quick. All right, wow. Oilers still having trouble in D.C. tonight. They trail the Capitals 4-2. 8:11 to go in the second. First intermission, Flames 2, Sabres nothing in Buffalo. Later, in Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota, Hurricanes and at Wild. That game on TNT and True TV after the TNT exclusive Oilers Capitals. And then we will bring you Bruins Ducks here on Sinbin Stream. All right, still waiting for the teams to break the huddle out of the halftime. Not the halftime, sorry, after the immediate timeout. What am I saying? So again, should be Gray shooting one on the and one. Yep, 13-4 run in the first by OSU in the first 6 minutes and 8 seconds of the third quarter. All right, are we gonna? Man, how long are these? How long are these quarter timeouts here? All right. Well, still waiting for Oklahoma State to break the bench off the court. You know, all the St. John's players are on the court ready to continue. All right, finally OSU takes the chairs off the court. And we will head to the free throw line. All right, again, Gray at the line after the turnover and layup going the other way. Gray's free throw is good. We are tied at 39. We haven't been tied since 2-2, I think. St. John's having trouble with the inbound. Finally get it inbounded. Into the front court. 3:45 to go in the third. Pass to Lavelle. Hands it off to Waheed. Picks up the dribble. Waheed looking. Finally gets it to Owen. We've got 11 to shoot. Dribble to the far side. Out to Lavelle. Lavelle dribbles. Finds somebody underneath the basket and missed, but a foul. That was Donald near the basket at 3:22. And the foul was on Gray. No, free throw was good by Gray. Sorry, Girardi on the foul. My bad. All right, 2 free throws. First one up and no good. Still tied at 39. Donald will have one more. Free throw is up and that time good. So St. John's back to a 1-point lead. OSU with the ball, though. And we got an offensive foul on a pick by Hurd, I believe, at 3:13. Let's see what they call. No, wait, what? No, they called Waheed for the foul. Running into, that's not the way the ref pointed the other way, so I got confused. So apparently it was on St. John's. Hurd is at the line shooting too. That was a very yeah. OSU does look well. The second quarter OSU looked awful. Let's put it that way. But thanks for the comment. The second quarter was awful for them. They've been better here in the third. I believe she made them both 41-40, which I didn't think the play-by-play. Yeah, they did. Okay. First lead since 8:58 in the first quarter when they were up 2-0 probably. 41-40 into the front court. Owen with the ball. Passes. That is Donald. She gets it to Moore, back to Owen to the far side. Looking for Lavelle. Has to get it to Wagner instead. Wagner under the basket. Puts it up. No good, but a foul on Whiting at 2:48. I feel like, yeah, we have called a lot of fouls in the third. We are at 6-5 fouls in the third, and the OSU coach is not happy. We already had a technical on, forgot who that was, taunting, I think, on Wyatt. I can't remember if we had another one, Wyatt on OSU. First free throw is good. We're tied at 41. Second one by Wagner. No good. Defensive rebound by Whiting. Into the front court. Whiting to the paint. Picked up the dribble. Gray. They get it. Somebody cut to the basket. That was... Is that Wooten? Wooten for the easy layup. 43-41. Under 2... I forgot to start the clock. Under 2.5 to go. Lavelle. They get it on a drive. Easy layup. Man, just no defense there. We're back to a tie at 43 all. That was Moore on the easy layup. Should have been a Lavelle assist. Whiting on the dribble. Picks it up. Gets it to Hurd. Hurd dribbles. Hands it. I believe that is Wooten. Wooten passes to Girardi. Girardi to the basket. Gets blocked. And actually they called a travel on her at 150. I mean, they were down 10 at halftime, they being the Oklahoma State Cowgirls, so they have tied it up. They did have a brief lead. It's just that second quarter was extremely brutal, and I know they've been a lot higher scoring in their games this year too. So yeah, I mean, I guess overall their offense has struggled tonight, to say the least. All right, still on the dribble is Owen. Now Lavelle to the far side. Drive to the basket. Shot banked in by Donald. And the Red Storms take the 2-point lead again. And they pass to Gray. Gray dribbles against Lavelle to Girardi to Whiting. Whiting with 15 to shoot to Girardi. Girardi drives far baseline. Whiting beyond the arc with 7 to shoot to the near side. Getting a screen by Girardi. Whiting to the basket, lays it up and in with a finger roll from the right side. Good move on the drive to the basket by Whiting. And we're under a minute to go in the third quarter. Bounce pass to Lavelle was actually knocked out of bounds by Whiting, they said. Thought it might have been a kick ball, but refs didn't see it, I guess. Owen will inbound it for the Red Storm. Dribble. And screen. Lavelle to the basket off the pick and roll. And she is fouled with 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Yeah, a ton of fouls. We're at 6-6. Obviously, both teams already into the bonus. I assume that was Girardi. No, they gave it to, wait, who? They gave it to Gray. First free throw by Lavelle is nothing but net. So I think we finally have somebody. Oh, Hurd and Lavelle are in double figures now. Lavelle made them both. They both have 11. So each team has a leading scorer with 11. Looks like we got subs at the whistle. Okay, they have a 30-second shot clock. That's pretty good. So about 5 seconds different game clock to shot clock. Maybe 6 or 7, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, about 6 to 7, somewhere in that range. They're just dribbling the ball on the St. John's logo at half court. 8 to shoot. Drive by Wooten. Fadeaway jumper. Far side. Nothing but net to tie it at 47 with 5 seconds to go. Stolen on the inbound by Hurd. She floats a jumper. No good. Put back by Girardi. No good. And that's how the third quarter ends. 47 all. So I assume the possession arrow will go back to Oklahoma State. All right, as we get set for the fourth quarter, let's fix the clock. Excuse me. Yeah, so once it starts, then I got to remember to flip the possession arrow to from St. John's to Oklahoma State. All right, as I was saying, Hurd has 11 points to lead the scoring for the Cowgirls, and she is only 2 of 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. She does have 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Next score is Gray with 9 and Akot, A-K-O-T, or is it Akot, with 8. She's the only one with more than 2 fouls, too. She has 3. Yeah, so their free throws are getting better. They're over 75%, 16 to 21 for 76.2. 3 of 11 from 3, nobody more than 1 made, 27.3, and their field goal percentage is up to 41.2. They were at like 33%, I want to say, in the first half, 14 to 34. Yeah, this half, they're 8 of 14 from the field, 57.1, so much better in the third quarter, as opposed to, it was really that second quarter that did them in. And again, as we mentioned, Lavelle has 11 for the St. John's Red Storm, Owen with 8, and Moore off the bench with 7. Oh, did we get rebounders? I forgot to do that. Leading rebounder is 3 for Hurd, and leading assister Wooten with 3. St. John's, we got leading rebounder Waheed with 4 and Lavelle with 5. And they have a few people with 3. Wyatt, who also had a technical for taunting, Waheed, and Moore. And their technicals count as fouls, not at pro levels, I don't think. All right, we're just about set. 54.5 from the field, 20% from 3, 58.8 from the free throw line, 10 of 17. So it's the one place where St. John's is not doing particularly well as compared to Oklahoma State. All right, back underway. And, yeah, Oklahoma State will get the possession arrow. It's St. John's ball. To the top of the arc. 12 to shoot. To the far side. Screen. 7 to shoot. To the basket. Layup. No good. Offensive putback is good. 49-47. Under 9.5 to go. To the basket. That shot is missed. No good. That was, apologies, Gray on the miss. And St. John slows it up and brings it into the front court. That is Wagner on the dribble. Wagner. Bounce pass into the near side. Gets it right back from Owen. Wagner by the top of the arc. Over to Owen. Owen drives with 3 to shoot. Step back 2. Airballed. And would have been an offensive putback, but the shot clock was off. Yeah, they never touched it. I'm not sure what the St. John's coach is beefing about. I mean, it never touched the rim is what I was trying to say. All right. Picked up the dribble. They get it out to Hurd. Hurd hands it to Gray into the far side to Whiting. Now drive. Hurd to the basket. Puts up the shot. No good. Defensive rebound. St. John's up ahead to the near side. Grant thought about a 3. Drives to the basket. Lays it in and is fouled on the play at 8:17. Is that right on the time? Their time hasn't always been in sync with the clock behind the basket. So That was a layup by Grant. A foul by Gray. And Grant will be at the line trying to get the 3-point play. They currently have a 4-point lead. Now they say 8:16 to go in the fourth quarter. Free throw, no good. Defensive rebound, OSU. Whiting up ahead. Wooten finds somebody cutting to the basket for an easy layup and in. That was Akot, number 11. Or Akot. A-K-O-T. All right. Drive to the basket or near baseline. Picked up the dribble. Bounce pass into the post. Shot blocked by Whiting. Loose ball picked up. And there goes the ESPN app. It's glitching. Whiting in the near side. 3 off the iron. Offensive rebound. Tipped away. And St. John's has the ball. Yeah, the feed like skipped ahead a little bit. I guess we were behind. All right, that's Lavelle on the far side. Gets it to the top of the arc to Wyatt. Now a drive by the free throw line. Kicked back out. Moore loses the ball, gets it back, and puts up a baseline jumper, and it's good. 53-49. St. John's up by 4. Whiting into the far side. Whiting all the way to the basket. Banks it in with the left hand. Nice move by Whiting to cut the lead back to 2. We have 6:45 to go in the fourth quarter. 53-51 St. John's. All right, bounce pass to Lavelle. Pass to Wyatt. Wyatt with 7 to shoot. Dribbles in the paint. Jumper is good. 55-51. 6:20 to go in the fourth. Whiting, near side. Passes. That's Hurd. She passes to the far side. They thought about a 3. They kick it out. Top of the arc. Over to Hurd for 3. Back iron. No good. Lavelle on the defensive board for St. John's. And who's bringing it up? I think I'm just behind the play-by-play. They hand it off. That is Grant. Drive to the basket. Shot. No good, but a foul at 5:46 to go. 55-51. What'd they call? Okay, Whiting on the foul. Moore will be at the line shooting 2. All right, let's make sure we're live, too. It says we are. First free throw off the iron and backboard and no good. She'll have one more. Second free throw up and back iron, no good. Offensive rebound. They kick it out. 3 on the way. Nothing but net. Kaboom. 58-51. St. John's up 7. And their graphics didn't start the clock. I'm trying to get a read of the clock behind the basket, and I can't see it. That is Wooten at the free throw line. Jumper, no good. Offensive rebound. Ball tied up. Ball on the floor. Pass. Wait, did somebody step out of bounds? Yeah. Oh, I guess St. John's stepped out of bounds. So it's OSU ball, trailing by 7. Both teams have 3 timeouts left. 2 fouls on Oklahoma State in the fourth, none on St. John's. Unlike the third quarter where we had at least 6 on each team. And we're almost halfway through the fourth quarter. Dribble to the basket, bank shot, no good. Play continues. I thought they were saying travel. Defensive rebound by Wyatt. And into the front court. That is Owen. To Lavelle. Lavelle picks up her dribble. Looking. Gets it back to Owen. Owen at the top of the arc. Now Passes to Grant. There's only 6 to shoot to Owen. Owen at the top of the arc. Now she's double teamed. She throws up a prayer, but that's it. That's the shot clock expired at 4:40. So not a good look on offense for St. John's. And we're at the media timeout. So we have 4:40 to go. No points in the last 2:10 for Oklahoma State, and now they trail by 7. Yeah, I mean, with Providence, sorry, I keep saying St. John's, I meant, being 3-1. Forgot I think St. John's lost to somebody on the road. They lost at Harvard, so take with what you will. They've beaten Yale. Yale at home, barely Quinnipiac at Quinnipiac. And what was their other win? Lemoyne at home. So I hear you. Still time, though. I mean, they got to hit some shots. They keep going cold from the field. Again, that second quarter really did them in. They played much better in the third. But now, yeah, the fourth, they've only got 4 points in the fourth, and we've already played 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So the even number quarters have not been good to the Cowgirls tonight. So Lavelle's got 11, and Wyatt just got to double figures with 10 for St. John's. Moore's at 9, Owen at 8, and Hurd at 11, and Acott at 10, Gray 9, Whiting 9. Felt like I feel like Whiting's been out there quite a bit. Oh, yeah, there's the quarter scores. 19-14 St. John's in the first, 16-11 St. John's in the second. And then they actually had a great third quarter, 22-12, which tied the game up. But the fourth quarter has been more like the second quarter. They're down 11-4 in the fourth quarter alone. So, yeah. Just not shooting well at that one basket. Well, wait, did they shoot? No, they change at halftime only, right? They go the same direction for the entire half, I think. Yeah. I was about to say it's the one basket, but I'm wrong. But, early in the season, still plenty of time to find their way again. Obviously not the offensive output that they've been used to on the season, so that goes without saying. Yeah, if we get a held ball, it will be Oklahoma State's ball. But no points, not even free throws in the last 2:30. All right, OSU's ball. Into the front court, down by 7. Dribble to the far side. Picked up the dribble, looking. Hurd at the top of the arc. Lobs in. Bank shot, no good. Got the offensive rebound. If they stole it, Lavelle on a block, but then there's a foul. Assuming it's on St. John's at 4:19. Let's see. Yeah. Again, this is going to be ahead of me. I'm dependent on the ESPN app, so streaming is going to be behind live stats off the internet or off the web. All right, so that foul was on, I guess they said it was on Lavelle. Okay. So Acott, let's see. First free throw, no good. So still 58-51. Acott, okay. Acott's second free throw is good, at least according to the St. John's announcers. It is Acott. Bounce pass to Lavelle. Lavelle over the half-court stripe on her pass. Drive to the basket. Layup is good and one. And that was Wahid on the drive at 4:09. So, and wow, where was the foul? They called it on Gray. Okay. Wahid with the basket, assist to Lavelle. Gray on the foul. Free throw by Wahid is good, and it's suddenly a 9-point lead. Oklahoma State up into the front court and quickly a timeout with 4:06. A lot of time, but they're down to 2 timeouts remaining, and they're trailing by 9 again after tying it and actually having the lead in the third quarter. So, again, disastrous fourth quarter, a lot like the second quarter, 14-5 in the fourth quarter alone. And no points or no field goals in the last 2:44. Yeah, they had one. They split the free throws, so not much going right for Oklahoma State currently. As we're at a commercial timeout.
Do you need anything?
No, thank you. All right. So it'll be Oklahoma State's ball. They have 2 timeouts. St. John's has 3. Oklahoma State 3 fouls. St. John's 1 this quarter. Again, third quarter there was at least 6 apiece. And that was when Oklahoma State won that quarter finally, 22-12, and tied it up. But now, thanks to a 14-5 showing in the first just under 6 minutes, 5:54, they trail by 9. Let's make sure we're live. Inbounds pass. It says we're live. To the basket against Lavelle. They kick it out. No, they threw it away. They're trying to get it to Whiting in the near corner. And it's stolen by Wagner. And Wagner brings it into the front court. Passes to Lavelle. Lavelle hands it off to Moore. Now to Wahid. Pass to, what is that? Drive all the way to the basket, banked in from the right side. They went right around Girardi. And that was Moore on the basket. 3:30 to go, and they're down 11. Oklahoma State at the free throw line. Drive over Lavelle. Bank shot. No good. Tipped. Offensive rebound. They kick it out to Whiting. Girardi for 3 from the near side. No good. Offensive rebound. Putback is good, finally. 63-54. Don't think that was Hurd. I think that was a caught on the putback. All right. St. John's ball, under 3 to go. They're up 9. Pass. Dribble to the far baseline. But what's the call at 2:52? Foul on Akat. So, yeah, not shooting free throws yet because we're still... Oh, wait. St. John's... Wait, I thought St. John's would be in the bonus. Maybe next foul. All right. St. John's with the ball. We have 2:45 to go in the fourth. And now what? At 2:42. What was the call there? Whiting, and now 2 free throws. Yeah, now they're in the bonus. So Wagner at the line shooting 2. All right, Wagner, first free throw up and back iron, no good. So she'll have one more with 2:42 to go in the game. Second free throw up and good. 10-point game. OSU with the ball and only 2:40 to work with. Dribble to the basket. They kick it out. Hurd thought about it. 3 dribbles to the far baseline. Under the basket. Kicks it out. Drive to the basket. Easy layup is good by Wooten. And it's an 8-point game with 2:22. Nearly threw away the inbounds. And Waheed trying to dribble it up. And she has it in the near court. They still have 20 to shoot on the shot clock. Waheed picked up her dribble, and I think St. John's called it timeout at 2:07. Yep. St. John's timeout. Both teams have 2 remaining. And possession arrow is still Oklahoma State's. I don't think we've had a held ball all game. It has only switched at the, now they say 2:09. It's only switched at the quarter breaks. Let's check the poll. We had 13 votes. 54% went with St. John's. 46 for Oklahoma State. All right. Add a timeout still. It's supposed to be 30 seconds. Looks like it is about that. It would be Red Storm ball. Up 8. All right. Just inside the half-court line on the pass inbounds. And that is Wagner with the ball, picked up by Whiting. Bounce pass to Lavelle, guarded by Girardi. Lavelle looking, passes. Wagner, bounce pass, easy. Layup from the far side by Wyatt. And a nice passing. Under 2 minutes to go. And a whistle at 1:48. Wait, what's the call? What's the call at 1:48? Or is it not 1:48? Is that a held ball? Okay. Yeah, it's St. John's possession. Bank shot, no good. Offense or defensive rebound at 1:43. All right, well, I didn't see it, but it was a held ball. It means St. John's gets the possession arrow next held ball. And OSU will be inbounding down by 10 with 1:44 to go in the fourth quarter. And that is Wooten. Dribbles in the paint, kicks it out to Hurd, near baseline. Out to Girardi for 3, and over the outstretched hand of Moore. It was good. And with 1:31 to go, it's back to a 7-point lead for St. John's. And let's see the timeout, Oklahoma State. They have 1 remaining. St. John's has 2. St. John's is in the bonus as well. St. John's only has 1 foul, so they have plenty to give if needed, but they won't be fouling. They don't want to stop the clock. So St. John's ball and the possession arrow, and they're in the bonus. St. John's Red Storm have 2 timeouts. Oklahoma State Cowgirls have 1. Nice 3 by Girardi right over the outstretched hand of, who was that? Moore, I think. Yeah, Moore got subbed out. All right. Inbounds pass, Lavelle. Up ahead to Waheed. Back to... All right, well, finally, Wagner into the front court and a foul at 1:25. Let's see. Foul on Wooten. Wagner will be at the line shooting 2. And we got subs as Moore checks back into the game for St. John's. All right, Wagner has the ball. Dribbles. The free throw is up. No good. Hit the iron and came off the side. They are 12 of 24 from the free throw line. Yikes. Second free throw. That one off the front iron, the back rim, and finally down and good. Into the front court. OSU to the basket. Kicked it out. Threw it away. Girardi couldn't get it. And they say the Cowgirls knocked it out of bounds at 1:15. Don't think the Oklahoma State coach agrees with that. Wonder if they're going to try and challenge this. They want a video review. All right, looks like, yeah, Oklahoma State is going to challenge that the ball was out off of one of the Cowgirls. But this camera isn't even centered at half court. It's like halfway between half court and the top of the arc. Boy, I don't know. I guess they're going to say it went off of Wahid's foot, but is there clear evidence that that happened? Let's see. Boy, it's hard to see. I guess they're saying it went off of Wahid's shoe, or basketball sneaker. All right, we're just around 2 hours on this game. Not too bad. Only, I think, the second review we've had, so not bad. But I just don't know if there's any clear... I don't think there's a clear enough evidence that this is off of Wahid to overrule the call on the court. Let's see what.
Had a tough time finding an overwhelming amount of evidence to overturn the initial ruling. Everybody having a good time in the meantime. Here on hand on a
I don't know what the St. John's mascot is. I know Red Storm. There's like some sort of bird. I've seen they have a few different like logos and mascots, but he was dancing with, I guess, a cheerleader. I'm not even sure. Still under review.
the length of the review and how that might factor into which way the call is going to go. Yep. End of game delays, they call it. Oh, yeah. It's out of our control.
Yeah, this is the one drawback to basketball. The reviews take so long. Boy, I thought WNBA and NBA were bad. Seems like college is even worse, but at least their games go relatively quick, though. NBA's biggest problem is those 3 media timeouts during each quarter just add up and slow the game way down. All right, well, judging by the play-by-play, it's going to be an unsuccessful challenge because they just took away the timeout for Oklahoma State. So I'm assuming this is going to be St. John's ball and no overturn on the call. Now they're chatting, amongst themselves. All right, let's make sure we're live. Says we are.
Red Storm basketball, that call confirmed.
Boy, I hope the feed doesn't cut out at 2:12 because we're already at 2:05. I just looked at the end of the timer there. All right, so that makes Oklahoma State out of timeouts after the unsuccessful challenge. So St. John's ball. And full court press into Lavelle. Back to, who was that? I don't know if they're going to break it in 8 seconds. Pass ahead. What'd they call at 104?
A 10-second violation.
It is a 10-second violation. I was thinking that.
Onto the contact. Sky announced it.
So let's see. Yeah. Turnover by St. John's. That was Owen who didn't get it over. So it's 10 seconds in college, but it's 8, I think, in both the NBA. I know it's 8 in WNBA. It might be 8 in the NBA now that I think about it. All right. So OSU ball trailing by 8. Desperately need some quick points. Drive by Girardi missed. They called her for a travel, though, at 102. So not a good look. So Girardi, the travel, and now it will be Red Storm ball with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. 1, 2, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Inbounds pass, Wagner to, I think, Moore. No, not Moore. Stolen. Whiting has it, passes it. Hurd puts up a shot and misses, but she is fouled with 51 seconds to go. So Owen fouls Hurd, and she'll be at the line shooting too. All right, 67-59, and they put 2 seconds back on the clock, 53. Free throw, nothing but net, 67-60. St. John's up. Second free throw by Hurd is also good, 67-61. St. John's will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. They're down to 1 timeout. So St. John's already in the bonus, only have 2 fouls. They have the ball, they have the possession arrow, and they also have 1 timeout left. Oklahoma State are out of timeouts, and they trail by 6. With 53 seconds to go. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Please, if you are, please hit like and or subscribe. Doing one or both does help with getting YouTube to recommend the channel to other potential viewers, which will also help me grow the channel. And I thank you for your support. So on the poll, we got 15 votes and 53% St. John's, 47% Oklahoma State. All right, quick timeout. And now Lavelle is going to inbound in front of the St. John's bench. All right. Well, we're still waiting. The ref hasn't given Lavelle the ball yet. Looks like Hurd will guard the inbounds pass. Lavelle inbounds, dribble, and a foul with 51 seconds to go. That'll put Grant at the line. The foul was on Gray. And I think, did Gray foul out? Looks like she might have. All right, Grant at the line, shooting 2. Yeah, I believe Gray just fouled out. Let's confirm that. Yep, Gray is the first player to foul out. And that was for Oklahoma State. All right. Did they replace her yet? I assume they did. She's still standing. Okay, now free throw is no good. Oh, brother. Missed by Grant. She'll have one more. Free throw is up and good this time. 68-61. 51 seconds to go. I believe we have some subs. Yeah, free throw shooter is out. All right. OSU bringing it up. It's Wooten. By the free throw line. Drives against Lavelle. Floats one. It's good with the right hand. 68-63. 39 seconds to go. Pass out of the double team. Back. Now, do they have it before the 10-second count? Finally into the front court. Well, we got a foul, I believe, at 30 seconds. Who got fouled? It's 68-63. And I think we just had another foul out. Yep. Whiting fouls out with 5 fouls. Whiting and Gray each had 9 points, and they both fouled out. Akot has 4 for OSU. First free throw up and good, 69-63. It was good by Moore. She'll shoot one more. Second free throw by Moore. That is also good. Nothing but net. OSU out of timeouts. Wooten brings it up to the front court. Drives to the paint. Jumper from just inside the free throw line. No good. Defensive rebound and an immediate foul by the Cowgirls at 25 seconds to go. 7-point lead and free throws coming up. Foul on Timmer. And, yeah, okay. At the line is Abies. St. John's coach doesn't like something. Free throw by Abies is good. 71-63. Time getting short for Oklahoma State. They need to start knocking down some threes and hope that St. John's misses free throws, which was looking like a good bet, but they can't. Now they just made 2 in a row. Yeah, 72-63, and neither team has shot threes particularly well today. Wooten to the free throw line. They get it out to Hurd. Hurd thought about a 3, drives to the basket, gets blocked, but a foul with 14 seconds to go. 72-63. 9 fouls on Oklahoma State, 3 on St. John's here in the fourth. St. John's has 1 timeout. Oklahoma State is out. Wahid with 4 fouls, Akot with 4. So St. John's and Oklahoma State. All right, free throw is good, 72-64. Second free throw is up, and that one is good. 72-65. And timeout on the court. All right. Why? With 14 seconds. I guess we didn't get all the media timeouts. All right. 72-65. Time's running out for the number 18 ranked Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Hope to see you in like 50 minutes for Boston Bruins at Anaheim Ducks. We'll be back Friday and Saturday for women's college basketball. Michigan, UConn, 7 o'clock Friday night off of Fox. And Saturday at 1 Central, Kentucky at Louisville. Both those teams, well, all 4 of those teams are ranked. Michigan's like 6, UConn's 1, and Kentucky and Louisville are in the top 25, in the 20 to 25 range. 1 o'clock. That game's on the CW. This game's on ESPN Plus. And you need an ESPN Select minimum subscription. All right, finally breaking up after the timeout. Pass again by Lavelle from the St. John's bench area. Lavelle has the ball, looking, bounce pass in, and immediate foul with 13 seconds. I think they're putting Grant at the line for 2. Girardi on the foul. First free throw by Grant. Up and good. Nothing but net. 73-65. I guess I could try to go no spoiler. I'd have to close the other stuff, though. Second free throw missed. Oklahoma State throws it ahead. The camera didn't follow. Girardi to the basket, lays it up and in. 73-67. 2 seconds. Why did the clock run? Yeah, that's not right. There's got to be time on the clock. What the heck were they doing? Yeah, I'm assuming there's still 3. Yeah, there's 3 seconds left in a 6-point game. Foul and Lavelle at the line. All right, and that wasn't an immediate timeout. That was a St. John's timeout, so both teams out of timeouts. Lavelle's first free throw is in and out, no good. All right, second free throw. That is good. It's a 7-point game. There's only 3 seconds left, so this should be it. And OSU trying to pick it up late. They dribble into the front court. Shot at the buzzer. No good. That's it. 74-67 is your final from St. John's as they upset the number 18 Oklahoma State. That's their first win against a ranked opponent since January 3rd, 2024, when they defeated number 19 Marquette. All right, so quickly, leading scorers, Moore. We'll go through St. John's. Moore with 13, Lavelle 12, Wyatt with 12. Leading rebounder was Wyatt with 8, leading assister 6, Lavelle. And for Oklahoma State in defeat, Hurd had 15, but she was only 2 of 11 from the field. Wooten and Girardi each had 10. I'm sorry, Akot had 13, then Wooten and Girardi with 10. Leading rebounder was Akot with 6, leading assister Wooten and Hurd. Please hit like and or subscribe before you head on out if you haven't already done so. And if you have, thank you so much for watching. And thank you for supporting the channel. All right, we will have the Ducks hosting the Bruins in about 45 minutes. Going to rest the voice. Until then, take care. Sinbin Stream signing out. Wishing you all the best. Have a great Wednesday. If it's already Thursday around the world, have a great Thursday. We'll see you shortly. Until then, take care and bye-bye.